بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا ومولانا أبي القاسم محمد وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المظلومين الغر الميامين ولعنة الدائمة الباقية على أعدائهم أجمعين من الآن إلى يوم الدين. فقد قال الله سبحانه وتعالى في كتابه المبين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إنا أنزلناه في ليلة القدر وما أدراك ما ليلة القدر ليلة القدر خير من ألف شهر تنزل الملائكة والروح فيها بإذن ربهم من كل أمر سلام هي حتى مطلع الفجر. صدق الله العلي العظيم. Um, Inshallah, today we will be going through the lecture, and the thing that we will be discussing in two lectures, inshallah, this night and tomorrow night, will be the topic of Laylatul Qadr. Laylatul Qadr, as referred to in Quran too, it's one of the most prominent nine of the whole year, and it carries a lot of importance and it has a lot of significance when it comes to doing a'mal and also getting the relevant reward regarding it. And this is one of the night which is really important when it comes to actually doing a'mal, not only the a'mal, also trying to be awake throughout the night and also uh, doing some of the stuff that is being prescribed by Sharia. Things that we will be discussing is the concept of Laylatul Qadr. Layla means night, Al Qadr means the powerful night, right? So we will be discussing today the concept of the night of power, night of Qadr. Qadr literally means power, like as we say, Inna Allah ala kulli shay'in qadir. Verily, Allah has control over everything. So Qadr can also means power. Qadr can also means prominent izzah. If someone has a lot of respect, if someone has a lot of importance, that too is called Qadr, right? So Laylatul Qadr can also mean a night with significant power. That was the first meaning. And a night with significant izzah and significant respect in the eyes of Allah and also in eyes of mu'mineen. Qadr, the third meaning of Qadr, also like Qadr also means to limit something, to decide something. And this night, as we will be going through the hadith, this night, inshallah, we will be talking about more about it in the later presentation, that this is the night in which Allah is setting the risk that we will be getting throughout the year. Allah is setting if someone will be alive or if someone will be dead. And a lot of things are being settled this night. So this process of settlement is also called what? Qadr. There are other different meanings too, inshallah, but for our learning, these three prominent meanings are good for us to know. Now we come to the next slide and we see what Allah has prescribed in His Quran and how Allah has discussed this night in His book. Now imagine Allah would only discuss the thing if it's really, really important. And if something is really important, then Allah would be talking about it time and again, right? Even if Allah discuss one thing in one ayah, that is good enough for us to know about the importance of that thing. Imagine if something is being repeated time and again, the whole surah is being revealed um, regarding this thing, then it just tells you the importance of it. And not only the importance, one more thing that we need to consider is also that the verse or the ayahs that I just recited in front of you, these are the ayahs that we are usually reciting when we are praying too. So that just shows you the importance why Allah wants us to recite this surah in our prayers every time. Why does it why is it so important? The importance of it is because to make us remember that one night, or maybe like few nights, inshallah, we will be going through the discussion in depth, that one of these nights is so important that you can't miss that night, and you have to do all what you can do to prepare yourself for that night. And then when actually that night comes in, then we need to do the amal in the best possible way. So this is the reason we are being advised to recite the surah time and again. Not only this, when we are opening our fast, right? What are we being prescribed to do? We are being prescribed to recite what? Surah Al-Qadr, the surah of Qadr, the night of the power, right? We are being recommended, it is highly recommended to recite it when you are starting your iftar. Why are you being reminded at this critical time? You are being reminded about this thing at this critical time when you are so hungry and thirsty to open your fast. Why? To just take a pause and to remember that a really important night will be coming in your way, and you need to prepare. Oh moment, oh mu'mineen, you have to prepare yourself for this night. With this thing, we will go into Quran and we will see what is the significance of it and what Allah has said about this night in different ayahs. Firstly, this ayah is about, like the first ayah that I recited was about this night, the Quran being revealed in it. So the first thing that we need to remember is that Quran was revealed in it. And how do we know? The first ayah of Surah Al-Qadr is what? Inna anzalnahu fi laylatul qadr. We have indeed revealed this message, right? We have indeed revealed this Quran. In what? In which night? In the night of power, right? So the first significance is that this night is remembered, and even when we are reciting the dua that we are being supposed to recite after every namaz, what do? Ya Aliyu Ya Azim, Ya Ghafuru Ya Rahim, أنت رب العظيم الذي ليس كمثله شيء وهو السميع البصير, right? And then we keep on reciting and we say وهذا شهر عظمته وكرمته وشرفته وفضلته على الشهور, that oh Allah, you have given this month so much importance, and this is the month that you have given significance and you have given priority of this month over all other months that are there. وهو شهر الذي, and what is the introduction of this month? وهو الشهر الذي أنزلت فيه وهو الشهر الذي أنزلت فيه القرآن هدى للناس وبينات من الهدى والفرقان. So when you are giving the introduction of this night, how do you give the introduction? You give the introduction by saying this is the night. I might not be reciting it properly because the words are, I'm just confusing my words right now. But this night, what is the introduction of this night? The introduction of this night is that the Quran was revealed in this night. So this is a blessed night, and the introduction of this night is what? As Quran was revealed in it. Quran, which is the ultimate message. La rayba fihi. There is no doubt about it. And this is the same Quran Allah has said in His holy book. Inna nahnu nazzalna dhikra wa inna lahu lahafidhun. That verily we are the one that has revealed the holy Quran, and we are the one that will safeguard the message. So you see the importance of Quran and importance of Quran being revealed in this blessed night. This is the first significance of this night in Quran. The second significance is that it's a blessed night. It's a Mubarak night, right? Allah has given a lot of blessing, a lot of rahmat in this night. How do we know that? There's an ayah in Surah Al-Dukhan. Surah Al-Dukhan, Dukhan means like if the fog comes out, and that process is called what? Dukhan. In Surah Al-Dukhan, verse number 3, Allah says, Inna anzalnahu fi laylatin mubarakatin. That we sent it down. What? Quran. During a blessed night. For we ever wish to warn against evil. Right? So you see here that this night is full of barakah. Barakah is anything. You see, like when we are asking Allah Almighty that, oh Allah, please give barakah in our rizq. Oh Allah, please give us barakah in our age. Oh Allah, please give us barakah in our daily routine. What does barakah means here? Barakah means that any blessing that Allah can give so that we can do things productively, we can do things effectively in an efficient way. We invest less time and we get maximum result out of it. We have less money, but we do it in a way that, it not only satisfy our needs, but we are able to satisfy other people needs too. So this is what you call, there's a barakah in mal, there's a barakah in money, there's a barakah in sustenance, there's barakah in everything. A moment needs to be a person that has barakah in his all his life. Barakah doesn't mean that we have large quantity of food with us, large quantity of money with us. The barakah means that whatever Allah has given us, it is good enough for us to live our life and to live a peaceful life in which we can obey Allah. And when Allah tests us during that lifetime, we are able to fulfill that test in the best possible way. This is what is called barakah. This is the night when Allah is revealing and Allah is descending His barakah on the people of earth. Make sure when you are being confronted with this night, ask Allah Almighty, oh Allah, please give barakah in my everything that I do in my life. Really, really important. What is the third significance of it? This is the night of destiny. This is the night in which Allah is determining the matters of our life and of our living and of our death and of our hayat and of our living. Everything is being determined in this specific night. What Allah has said in the really next verse of Surah Al-Dukhan, Allah Almighty says, "Fiha yufraku kullu amrin hakim." We reveal it on the night wherein every measure is wisely determined, it's wisely decided. So again, when we know, look, we are always striving ourselves to get better results. We are striving here, we're talking to different people, we're trying to get a good LinkedIn profile, we're trying to have more and more connection, more and more networking. Whatever we do in our life, these are the things that we need to do so that we have things that are apparent, that are something that will help us in getting something apparently. But those apparent things are not good enough. We always need to have a push from Allah Almighty, not literal push from Him, push from His rahmah, push from His blessing. And what would be that push? When you are worshiping Him in the most important nights. Just don't go for a sleep and you'll be like, okay, I have to go for my work tomorrow. You can do this thing. Ask your boss, ask your manager, sir, can I come tomorrow late? Instead of coming at 7 o'clock in the morning or 8 o'clock in the morning, can I come 3 or 4 hours later? Do the whole worship all the way throughout the night and take a sleep after that. And once you take a sleep, then go to the office, right? Just because you have to go to the office, you have to go to the school, you have to go to the college. Don't ever, right? That's my personal advice. Don't ever, make yourself, oblivious of the fact that this is such an important night. And if you miss it, even if you try it for the whole year, and if you don't have the spiritual push behind you, you won't be able to achieve the things that you could have achieved by doing that. Number four is that this night is for worship. Why is that? In Surah Al-Qadr, as I recited initially, what does Allah Almighty says? Laylatul Qadri khayrun min alfi shahr. The night of Qadr, the night of power is better than 1,000 months. 1,000 months. If you calculate those 1,000 months, it's over 80 years. 80 years of worship you do every night. And one night of worship you do in that specific night, that's just like, that's such a like a huge blessing for us. Imagine someone worshiping every night, and proper worship versus someone just worshiping one night. Here, I'm not saying to neglect all those worship you do throughout the other nights. Those are important because you're not doing mathematics or accounting here that you are thinking, okay, this much reward I would get If I do it in this night and if I don't do other night, that's fine, because in this way I will be getting all the benefits and results from. Always make sure the reason that you are doing the ibadah of Allah is to get closeness towards Him. And that closeness is the most important thing that matters, right? But having said that, God wants us to get close. He always wants us to get close. And those some of the things that he mentioned, if you do the worship in this night, this will be equal to this amount. Why is that? So Allah gives us tashweeq. Allah try to persuade us, right? So that we can come and do the worship properly. So make sure every bit of this night should be planned properly. This time to this night, I'm supposed to do my iftar. This time to this time, I'm supposed to do my namaz, the wajib namaz. This time to this time, I would do dua kumal, dua joshnul kabir, different other duas that are there. And this time, I would just remember my imam. So always try to divide your night in a way that you're trying to accumulate maximum ibadah. Just don't focus on one ibadah specifically, just reading the duas without thinking about it and without reflecting about it. So it is important for us when we are talking about the night of worship, just don't focus on the quantity only. Try to focus on the quality side too. The fifth significance of this night is that the angels are descending on where? Angels are descending on the earth. And how do we know that? The really next ayah in Surah Al-Qadr, the verse number 4, تَنَزَّلُ الْمَلَائِكَةُ وَالرُّوحُ فِيهَا بِإِذْنِ رَبِّهِمْ مِنْ كُلِّ أَمْرٍ. And the angels, along with the spirit, the ruh, right, with the spirit, descend in it by the permission of their Lord with all kinds of decrees, with all kinds of amr, right? And this is the ayah that Ayyam alayhimus salam, Ma'asum has advised us to use this ayah as a proof for their imamat. If malaika, if ruh, if angels, and that Holy Spirit is coming and descending on the earth with all the decrees, with all the umur, with all the amr, who is the sahibul amr? Who is the person that has control over those amr, to which angels are coming in and discussing with it, and he's the one that's giving the final stamp on it. He is the imam of our time. So when you remember this is the night when angels are descending, also make sure that you know that angels are descending on whom? On the imam of our time. Our imams, our ma'sumin alayhimus salam, are who? Ulul amr, the people that have the authority. What kind of authority they have? They have the authority over the decrees of Allah, over the hukum, the ahkam, the amr of Allah. They have the authority over it. And finally, this night is night of tranquility, night of peace, night of like all peace throughout the night. It will try to surround you throughout your body and spiritually, your being. All of it will be surrounded by this night of peace, night of tranquility. In Surah Al-Qadr, verse number 5, what does Allah Almighty says? Salamun hiya hatta matla'il fajr. And all peace is that night until the rise of dawn, right? So these are six qualities that Allah Almighty has mentioned in His Holy Quran, in which He is describing in separate ayahs. You see, like none of them is just like within one ayah, clustered into one ayah. No, all of them are described into separate ayah. And worse, as I have said, and I'll repeat it again, Surah Al-Qadr is one of those surahs that you are reading nearly every namaz. You are reading before iftar. There is so much reward reciting it. So imagine what Allah wants us to do. Allah wants us to be cognizant, to be knowing that what night is awaiting us and how do we have to spend it. And inshallah, in tomorrow's lecture, I will be discussing some of the points that we will be going towards a more practical side of how to spend it, inshallah. Then we have the next slide we have are the ahadith of Ma'asumin alayhimus salam. How Ma'asumin alayhimus salam have looked into this night. There are so many traditions regarding it that it is really difficult for me to go through each and every one of them, right? So one thing you can do is that you can Google it out. Go to duas.org, DUAS, duas.org, and try to see the significance of it. If someone has the English translation of Mafatihul Jinan, they can go and they can see the significance of it and what are the recommended a'mal in it, and how Ma'asumin alayhim salam have looked over this night, have looked into this night. Important for us to also know what Ma'asumin alayhim salam have said. So Ma'asumin alayhim salam have said that this is the night in which book were revealed, and specifically Quran was revealed in it, and Ma'asumin alayhi salam gives us the difference. So not all four books were revealed completely in it. All four books were revealed in which? All four books were revealed in month of Ramadan. But how were they being revealed? Let's see. Let's go through the hadith. This hadith is from Abu Basir rahmatullahi alayhi, and he quotes Imam Sadiq alayhi salam, "Nuzila Tawratu." When was Torah revealed? Torah was revealed and on 6th of Ramadan, 6th of month of Ramadan. ونزل الإنجيل في 12 مضت من شهر رمضان. And Injil was revealed, or Bible was revealed when? On 12th of Ramadan. ونزل الزبور في 18 مضت من شهر رمضان. And Zubur, or the Psalm, was revealed on when? On 18th of Ramadan, which is tomorrow, right? So today is 17 and tomorrow is 18. And by the way, today's significance was obviously the Battle of Badr. So tomorrow's significance is when Zubur was revealed or Psalm was revealed. And finally, وَنُزُلُ الْفُرْقَانُ فِي لَيْلَةِ الْقَدْرِ. And Furqan, the book that distinguishes between the right and wrong thing, which is the Holy Quran. When was it revealed? It was revealed in Laylatul Qadr, right? Same thing that we saw what Allah Almighty was saying, same thing is being said by Ma'asum alayhi salam. So this hadith is narrated in Malla Yahzahul, in by Sheikh Tusi in volume number 1, page number 407, I think in Tahdhib al-Ahkam, and also by Sheikh al-Kulaini in his book Furu' al-Kafi, volume number 1, page number 205. Now, the second tradition that we have is from Uyun Akhbar al-Rawa. So Uyun Akhbar al-Rawa is a compilation by Sheikh Suduq of the traditions of the narrations of Ayyam alayhim salam, specifically from Imam Rada on different topics, right? So sometimes Imam Rada alayhi salam is quoting different Imam, but generally it is from Imam Rada alayhi salatu wassalam. So Imam said, ألا تخبرني عن إنا أنزلناه في ليلة القدر. So Imam is asking that shouldn't you tell me about this ayah, إنا أنزلناه في ليلة القدر في أي شيء أنزلت. What was the thing that was revealed for? So Imam was so he said, قال يا سليمان. Imam said, "O Suleiman, the narrator, Laylatul Qadr, يقدر الله عز وجل فيها ما يكون من السنة إلى السنة." That, O Suleiman, who is the one that's asking Imam, the Laylatul Qadr is the one, is the night when Allah is decreeing what? Whatever your provisions are, whatever, like Imam will get into detail, Allah is decreeing everything from this year to the next year. So you see the importance of this night. If you try to worship Allah in this night and ask for your forgiveness, start from asking for your forgiveness of your sin. Start from it and say, "Oh Allah, I want forgiveness of my sin." Before even I start my dua, I need to get rid of my sins that I have that might be a source of hindrance between you and me. So you start like this, right? And once you get into it, then ask, "Oh Allah, I want to be a person who is better next year. I want to be a person, whatever, like if I am at level 80% right now, I want to be at the level 100% next year. Oh Allah, help me in my ibadah. Help me in refraining from my sins. Help me in getting more and more risk. That risk can be of a spiritual need that I have, And that risk can also be of my physical need that I have. Oh Allah, people that are not married, they should go and ask for Allah in this blessed night, because this is the night in which Allah is decreeing whatever you would be getting throughout the year, from this year to the next year. What are those things? Imam goes into further detail. Min hayatin aw mautin, whether it has to do with your living, whether you would be alive or not, and whether it has to do with you being dead, right? Allah is decreeing it. Aw khairin aw sharrin, or any good thing that will be happening to you, or any calamity that will be coming your way, or rizqin, or any rizq, or any sustenance that will be coming to you. فَمَا قَدَّرَهُ فِي تِلْكَ اللَّيْلَةِ فَهُوَ مِنَ الْمَحْتُومِ. And whatever Allah decides, Allah decrees in this night, that will be forever throughout the year. So you see here why it is so important that we need to, check ourselves first. And then after checking, make sure that we ask Allah in a way that we get maximum reward of it. And remember, when I'm talking to you, the best reward or the best thing that you can ever get is the closeness of Allah. Because if someone gets closeness of Allah, then even if they don't get anything, they haven't lost anything. This is the same message what Imam Hussein alayhi salatu wassalam has said in his beautiful dua of Arafah. He has said, "Oh Allah, if I have got you as a result, then even if I don't get anything in return or in my dua, it doesn't matter to me at all. But if I get everything in this world, but if I don't get you, then I haven't achieved anything." So remember, this is the most important dua that you need to ask. And also, whatever things or whatever difficulties that you're going through, try to ask Allah to make it easy for you. And inshallah, Allah is really merciful on His servants. And if we do it earnestly, with sincerity, then definitely Allah will be helping us. And finally, um, another thing that we need to remember is that same thing has been said by in other riwayah, which is quoted by Sheikh Tusi al-Amali, page number 60. It says, تنزل فيها الملائكة والروح والكتبة إلى السماء الدنيا فيكتبون ما هو كائن في أمر السنة وما يصاب العباد فيها. قال وأمر موقوف لله تعالى فيه المشية يقدم منه ما يشاء ويؤخر ما يشاء وهو قوله تعالى يمحو الله ما يشاء. And he reads the ayah. So same thing, Ma'asum alayhi salatu wassalam is actually, quoting an ayah that says Allah removes whatever He wants to remove, and Allah keeps whatever He wants to keep, right? So whatever, like, how is it connected to us? The way it is connected to us in this blessed night is that Allah is removing or is taking care of whatever calamities that we will be getting. Allah will be removing it. So remember this concept of removing. Allah is just not removing it by not making you confronting that difficulty. No, that's not the purpose of it. The purpose is that when you confront that difficulty, it becomes easier for you. That's the main important thing, because within the calamities, Allah has given you a lot of rewards in it. Likewise, there might be situation in which Allah is removing all the calamities or some of the calamities just because you're doing the du'as, just because you're trying to get that connection with Allah Almighty. And likewise, Allah is giving you the provisions, giving you the things that you were not maybe capable of, but because you have asked Allah earnestly, and because you are asking Allah in such a way that Allah makes it easier for you to get it, right? And finally, this is the night of Wilayah of Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salatu wassalam. In Tafsir al-Nur al-Thaqalain, volume number 5, page number 617, there is a tradition in which Mufaddal bin Umar is quoting Imam Sadiq alayhi salatu wassalam. So he says, "Inna anzalnahu fi laylatil qadr." قال ما أبين فضلها على المشهود. قال وأي شيء فضلها. that, the narrator asked Imam Sadiq, what is the really important thing that happened this night? And what is so important about this night? قال نزلت ولاية أمير المؤمنين عليه السلام فيها, that this is the night in which wilayah of Amir al-Mu'mineen descended on the earth. The message came on the earth about the wilayah of Amir al-Mu'mineen عليه الصلاة والسلام. قلت في ليلة القدر التي نرتجيها في شهر رمضان. So the narrator asked, like, with some sort of exclamation mark on his mind and questioning it, really? Was it revealed in the night of Qadr? Imam says, قال نعم. Imam said, verily, yes. هي ليلة القدر فيها السماوات وفيها السماوات والأرض هي ليلة قدرت فيه السماوات والأرض وقدرت ولاية أمير المؤمنين. And this is the night in which the heavens and skies were being decreed, and this is the same night in which the wilayah of Amir al-Mu'minin alayhi salatu wassalam was decreed. So when we are doing the amal and when we are getting close to Allah Almighty, don't forget the wilayah part of it. Don't forget the love of Ahlul Bayt we have, and the most important ni'mah that we have is the wilayah of Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salatu wassalam. So always make sure this night has another aspect to it, which is the wilayah of Amir al-Mu'mineen. And when we talk about the wilayah of Amir al-Mu'mineen and trying to uphold that wilayah, it also means to do bara'ah with their enemies, to do tabarra with their enemies. And who are those enemies? Those are the enemies that snatched the haqq of Amir al-Mu'mineen and that were responsible for the death of our master, Sayyida Zahra Salamullah alayha. So always make sure when you are spending this night, try to give few minutes remembering Ma'asumin alayhim salam, probably reciting a tasbih of salawat for them, and also doing la'an, especially for tomorrow's night. There is an amal in which you say, "Oh Allah, send your curse." Send your la'an. Curse might not be the right translation. Send your la'an on whom? On the one that killed Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salatu wassalam. So this is the night when we have to renew our pledge for what? For the wilayah of Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salatu wassalam. And when we are doing it, we also make sure that we do bara'a and tabarra and disassociation of ourselves with whom? With the enemies of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam from the day of Saqifa all the way to Karbala, and then all the way till the enemies of Imam Zamana alayhi salatu wassalam. And inshallah, with this, I end my discussion, and inshallah, tomorrow we'll be discussing more. وصلى الله على محمد وآله الطاهرين.